Hello, and welcome to the Mostly Media podcast, where we talk media mostly. I am your host, Cole Giroux.
And I'm your other host, Jani. Giroux, Massey Giroux.
And today, we are talking about two things. One of which is
Barbie.
And the other is Oppenheimer. Barbenheimer, if you will.
Yeah, get a little closer.
Oh, sorry, it doesn't went that way.
Oh.
Hello?
Perfect.
Oh, okay. So, this last weekend,
Friday.
On Friday, we went and we saw
Barbie.
Greta Gerwig's Barbie in theaters.
Mm-hmm.
And then on Saturday, we saw Christopher Nolan's Oppenheimer in theaters. Sloppenheimer.
We'll get into that.
And we're just gonna give our little reviews of the movie.
Yeah.
Say things we liked, what we didn't like, the effects it's gonna have. I don't have a script or anything for this episode. It's just gonna be off our brains.
Mm-hmm.
Because we literally just saw this. I didn't think I needed to type it out.
Do you want to just start with Barbie, cover everything, then go to Oppenheimer?
Yeah, and then we'll go back to Barbie.
Okay.
Okay, so Barbie. What are your thoughts on the movie?
Okay, so I was really excited to see it because I love like reading reviews before movies. He doesn't.
I like going in blind.
But I like knowing everything. But I didn't know about like the ending of the movie, that it was going to make me emotional. And so basically I laughed and I cried and I felt lots of emotions during the movie. And
Same.
I just loved it. It was probably one of my favorite movies I've ever seen in theaters. My other favorites include The Greatest Showman and Elvis that I've recently seen. So, but Barbie is definitely right up with those.
Yeah. I feel like they're better than both of those.
Elvis, they might be tied. Like I love both of them. Greatest Showman will be right behind them. I loved The Greatest Showman.
It wasn't that good.
It's okay when you watch it like in your living room, but man, seeing it on the big screen, so good.
Movies that have made me feel like that coming out of the theater. One of them was Everything Everywhere All at Once. I felt changed after that movie. It was so good.
Okay.
You hated that movie.
I did.
Wrong. We talked about this right after the movie. What was the other one that I said?
The Little Mermaid?
Yes. Yes. No. I mean, just seeing Javier Bardem in that little crown just staring at them. It makes you feel something.
I get chills.
No, I almost shit my pants. I was like, oh my gosh.
Jump scale.
No, what? I said another movie. What was the movie? It's not coming to my mind.
I don't know. And also another really good movie recently is Don't Worry, Darling. I really liked that one personally. I loved it.
That's an opinion.
I loved that movie. I loved A Star Is Born. Yeah.
Okay.
But that was a while ago.
Those were a while ago. Yeah.
I don't know what other movie you said.
I don't remember either. I'm not going to be able to remember it. But anyway, yeah, like after seeing the movie, I said after we left on the ride home, the way I felt about Barbie is the way Harry Styles described Don't Worry, Darling. How he said he loves it so much because it feels like a movie.
Yeah. Which like doesn't make sense, but it makes so much sense.
Like if you've seen Barbie, you'll understand what I'm saying. Like there's something so movie about it.
You're right.
Like it was cinema.
Yeah.
Cinema film. And I've been seeing I keep hitting the microphone. I keep seeing people saying that like after leaving a Greta Gerwig film in theaters, like your whole life changes. And makes me feel like I missed out seeing Lady Bird and like Little Women in theaters. Did you see it in theaters?
I saw Little Woman twice in theaters.
Did you feel changed?
I did.
Greta Gerwig. She's just another.
It was really good.
That woman is something else.
Yeah, she's so young. Like, imagine what else she's gonna do.
Mm-hmm. Apparently, she went to school with Kate McKinnon.
Oh.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And that's why she's playing Weird Barbie.
There we go. Okay, so let's dive into this movie.
Okay, yeah.
So obviously, spoilers. If you haven't seen it, maybe don't.
If you have not seen the Barbenheimer
duo,
this is a spoiler warning. We are going to be talking about topics, plots, anything to do with the movie. It will be talked about. It will be said. Sorry,
okay, so the movie starts out. Wait. Let's just talk about the very beginning of the movie.
Mm-hmm.
It is an exact replica of what? Planet of the Apes, right? Opening scene.
No.
What is it?
2001: A Space Odyssey.
That's what it is. Is Planet of the Apes even a movie?
Yes, it is. But you just saw a monkey and were like, oh, Planet of the Apes.
Yeah, I don't know what movie it's taken after.
2001: A Space Odyssey.
Okay, so it's an exact replica of that scene, but instead of monkeys or ape, whatever, it's little
dolls.
Girls with baby dolls.
Yeah.
And I gotta say, I was like, now this I was not expecting. Like,
you didn't know?
No.
Oh. They released that part of the movie months ago.
Well, let me just leave because obviously I'm a dumb. So
I think
I'm just gonna head out.
It was one of the nights we were here watching a movie during our movie nights in the earlier months of this year.
Mm-hmm.
And I think you and Maddie went to go get pizza or something. I think it was the night we watched Midsummer.
Okay.
Grace Morgan and I were just sitting on the couch and we were like, just trying to make conversation. We ended up talking about the Barbie movie that was coming up. And I was like, did you see that they released the opening scene? Like they shared it to get hype for the movie and we watched it while you guys were gone.
Oh.
And I'm pretty sure we played it for you when you got back.
Don't remember that.
Yeah.
At all.
So yeah, it was like, I want to say that was like February.
Well, I'll just say I don't remember that. And I was like, oh, what an interesting way to start the movie. But then it goes into Barbie Land where everything's perfect.
Pink.
Yeah.
That was my Lizzo impression.
Mm-hmm. Pink.
Oh, before we continue here, I don't know if you've noticed yet. First of all, I'm wearing my Barbie shirt. I got this from Walmart. Barbie shirt.
Barbie.
And you're not fitting the theme here today.
My dad, I should have worn my I Am Knuff shirt.
Are they done?
I don't know.
Oh.
They came in.
Okay. And if you notice behind us, we have a little Barbie shrine going on. Here is
a $10 bucket.
It's worth it. When we saw Barbies in theater, I said I need this $10 Barbie popcorn bucket. And
I said, okay, fine, whatever. But like, I love popcorn. If I'm on a diet, the one thing I will splurge on is movie theater popcorn. Like, it is my favorite thing. And I wanted a big old tub of popcorn, but this is for one person. This is a single size. And we got that to share. And I was just like,
you could have ordered your own popcorn. I paid for this with my money. So
yeah, and then I wanted to keep using it to put popcorn in here. No, he puts a plant in it.
It's my little plant guy now. He's my pot. I need to put a hole in it for drainage. But then other than our butter corn, what? Other than our popcorn bucket, I ordered the Barbie album on vinyl. I haven't opened it yet. I put it on the wall specifically for today. And I also... I'm making a monstrosity out of this. I had to order a Barbie. I wanted to get Western Barbie when she's in her little pink whatever with her white cowboy hat. Oh, here's how you can be Barbie for today. These are from our wedding. There you go.
Thank you.
I wanted to get that Barbie, but it was $50 and it's sold out everywhere. Everybody wanted that Barbie. So I paid $25 on the Walmart app and I got Barbie's Perfect Day Barbie.
Why does Barbie look different?
This is supposed to look like Margot Robbie.
Okay.
But if you notice, they didn't get the bangs right.
No.
Hey, look at the bangs up here. And look at her bangs.
Like, not at all. Oh,
sorry.
My hat. They need to be more wispy.
Yeah, here. Actually, here. Sue can wear the hat.
Was she wearing a wig?
Probably.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, I just had to get a little Barbie shrine for us. So, Yeah, we're all
It
Barbie-fied.
kind of still looks like I'm wearing the hat. Look.
Oh yeah, we're just gonna keep Sue back here now.
Okay.
Our Suko ball.
Suhek.
It's our Suko ball.
Suko ball.
Because it's a disco ball with
Disco,
Sue.
Suko.
hair, but Sue can be Barbie-fied
Suler
today.
Swift.
Okay, Suler Swift. Sue now.
Sewer.
Ever Sue.
Anyways.
Sue nights.
Subi.
Subi. Subi.
Barbie Sue.
A Barbie that is Sue Sylvester.
Okay, anyways, now that we've
Okay.
absolutely gone on a different track.
We're still talking about Barbie and
guess.
Sue.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're in Barbie Land now.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're in Barbie Land. And we're just kind of getting acquainted to like how life is going in Barbie Land.
Yeah, and
how-
everyone is Barbie.
everyone is Barbie and Ken, except for Alan and Midge.
Except for Alan and Mitch.
And Midge. Midge? You say Mitch?
It's Mitch.
It's Midge.
Oh.
Midge.
I am so dumb. This whole time
You thought there was a woman named Mitch running
Okay,
around Barbie Land?
Literally, I did, and I was like, "Why would they choose the name Mitch?"
Wow.
I literally.
Fake fan.
Oh yeah, I'm not a real fan. I mean, I am now, but I wasn't before.
I'm putting my hair up. It's
Yeah.
too.
Why is it so warm in
It
here?
is hot in here today. For
I'm
some reason.
overheating.
Is our air on? If it's not, turn that boy up.
Probably not.
Soon nights. Okay, I'll just keep going. Okay. So everybody's Barbie, everybody's Ken, and everybody's going about their day, and we're following Margot Robbie's character, who is supposed to be like the stereotypical Barbie. That's who she is, because all the Barbies are different Barbie. They all have their own personalities, but they're still all Barbie. Oh, it's the air. And we're just following Margot Robbie as stereotypical Barbie, and she's just going about her day, getting ready. It's literally the perfect day.
Mm-hmm.
And we follow her to the beach where she meets Ken and like all the other Barbies. And we instantly find this dynamic of like Ken is nothing unless Barbie is there.
Yeah, he doesn't have a life.
Yeah, he just
Unless
stands at the
Barbie is in
beach
it.
and is like, is Barbie here yet?
Mm-hmm.
Where's Barbie?
Stereotypical Barbie.
Stereotypical Barbie. Margot Robbie Barbie.
Mm-hmm.
Margot Barbie, if you will.
Yeah. Marby.
Margby. Margot Barbie.
Okay.
Okay. So yeah, like Ken is like doing everything he can to get Barbie's attention, but she's like, "Oh, hi Barbie. Hi Alan. Oh, Ken.
Mm-hmm.
This Ken."
Mm-hmm.
Right here, I'll just Am I giving Margot Robbie bangs?
Yeah,
Oh,
you
I hit the
are.
microphone. I'm Margot cosplay today. Yeah.
Margot Cosby.
Margot. Bill Cosby's daughter?
Is her name Margot?
I don't know. It was a joke. Margot Cosby. Where were we?
I don't know if I can make it through this whole thing. Okay.
We'll do it. We'll do
We'll
it.
just like speed it up a
The
little.
vibes are better than last time.
Yeah.
Okay. Long story short, it's the next day. It's not the perfect day anymore.
She wakes up.
Oh, wait, we forgot to mention. They had a huge dance party the night of the perfect day, which
Yeah,
is
and she
every
goes,
day.
Do you guys ever think about death? And
And everybody stops. And she's like, what?
No, she said, I don't know why I said that.
But then she like made an excuse of like dancing or something. Or like something about dying and dancing.
Yeah, like
Like
to
I'm
play
dying to dance or something.
Yeah.
Something like that. And so that was like the first sign. So next day, every day's perfect in Barbie Land. This day she wakes up, it's not perfect.
No. Lots of
Everything's
things go
going wrong.
So then she goes to Weird Barbie.
Yeah.
To try to get some answers.
Well, it leads to her. All Barbies have the curved heels. Her heels on the ground, and so she tells everybody like, go to Weird Barbie.
Yeah.
She goes to Weird Barbie. Kate McKinnon, one of the best characters in this movie.
My favorite character.
She was the best. And she says, "You have cellulite.
Oh, it's so funny.
You're an ugly bitch."
And then she says she wants to see Ken's blob underneath his pants.
I would like to see Ken. Wait,
Oh, I forget.
I want to see the some blob that's
the skin-colored blob.
the skin-colored blob he's packing under those jeans or something like that.
And it's so funny. And I don't think our theater got it. But
Nobody
I looked at him and I was
laughed.
like, oh my gosh, I laughed because
There was something wrong with our theater because there were so many jokes, and I felt like I was the only person laughing.
I laughed.
Yeah, but like there was something wrong with our theater.
Yeah.
I also did laugh at one part, and I felt bad for laughing because it was like
Why?
because it was about women, and it was a joke, but it was also like that shouldn't be a joke.
What was that?
It was when Barbie's there, and he's like, I need to speak to a woman with the execs, and the execs are like, we're all men, and then the guy that like the lower guy, he's like,
oh wait, I think
he's like, I have no power. Does that make me a woman? I chuckled, and I was like, oh, nobody else chuckled.
No,
I feel bad.
I thought that was funny.
It was funny in like a that shouldn't be funny kind of way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna cackle when we see it on Friday.
Just at
I'm
that
gonna
part. We just us.
let's choreograph a laugh. We're gonna go ha 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 like that.
That's too much. It has to be like a bop bop, like just two hits,
Okay,
like
ready?
ha ha.
Okay. So when he says, "I have no power," does that make me a woman? Ha ha. And then fart.
You sent me the TikTok of someone farting in Oppenheimer.
Oh yeah.
We'll get to that. Well, we got to get to this. We got to finish Barbie. Okay.
Anyway, she goes to the real world. It's all flipped
Weird Barbie
around.
tells her you have to go to the real world and find the girl that's playing with your doll because she's having thoughts of like depression. You need to go help her, and then you'll be back to normal.
Yeah.
So she goes to the real world. Ken stows along, and they are instantly transported into this world, which is like the opposite of theirs. Because in Barbie Land, women
Girls
hold
rule
all the power. They're the president, the Supreme Court, everything. Men have like no power in Barbie Land.
Mm-hmm.
And then they get to the real world where it's the exact opposite. Men have all the power in the world, and women are just objects.
Yeah. So like the first place you see this is kind of like she walks up to construction workers and they're all men. But in Barbie world, they're all women.
Yeah, she's like, oh, a construction site. I need some womanly energy. It's all men. But also, there was a part during that scene where I was like, this doesn't make sense. They're talking to the construction workers, and I think the construction workers said something sexualized about Barbie.
Yeah.
And she's like, I don't have a vagina, and he does not have a penis. Why does Barbie know what a penis and vagina is? If they just got mounds and blobs, how do they know?
maybe the transfer into the real world.
They got
that
some
is
knowledge.
just like implanted in their head.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh wait, and then they were walking away and like, we don't have genitals, and Ken says, I have all the genitals.
Yeah.
I have all the genitals.
Yeah.
Okay, anyway.
So
Yes.
they're living their life, and then Ken comes to realize that, oh my gosh, guys have like power in this world. It's all about horses and
guitars and trucks
Yeah.
and men.
Just
He discovers the patriarchy.
yeah. And so then he goes back to Barbie Land and starts influencing the guys to be in charge and the girls to take a back seat.
Mm-hmm. With Ken now off in Barbie world land, Barbie's left in the real world to try to find her owner, basically. Mm-hmm. And she sits down for a while Ken's gone and like tries to feel out who is hers, and she like goes through Barbie memories of like her toy in the real world and like finds this girl. Mm-hmm. And then after that, she's sitting on a park or a bus bench, and she turns to a woman, an elderly woman. This is like, and she just looks at her and smiles and goes, "You're so beautiful." And the old woman goes, "I know it." And apparently, I think Warner Brothers, the like people that were overseeing the movie, wanted to cut that specific, like that was the scene they wanted to cut from the movie because like this has nothing to do with the film. Why do we need this? But Greta Gerwig fought back and said, this is a pivotal part of the film. This is like the backbone of this entire film, is like women supporting women, and like it's this movie is about women, by women, for women. You're staring at me so intently.
I'm trying not to cry.
Oh. And that, like, it becomes very clear after, like, they get to the real world that is, like, the key aspect of this film, the backbone. Mm-hmm. And the fact that the people that were overseeing the movie wanted to cut that shows that they didn't really have a grasp of what this was supposed to be about and the message that Greta wanted to portray.
Yeah, the fact that someone would want to cut that scene out makes
like
me so mad.
It's such a minuscule part of the movie. Like, a few seconds. They wanted to cut a few seconds from the film because it didn't add anything to it. But like,
oh, it added a lot to it.
I've seen so many people talk about how that was the scene from the movie they remembered, except for the obvious.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just wanted to touch on that briefly about that. So after that, Barbie leaves to go find the girl, and she goes to a school and meets Sasha, the girl. And she is a biatch. She is. I'm not gonna say that. That's bad to say. A movie all about women. I'm not gonna call one of them a bitch.
But she's a little sassy.
She's a sassy girl. That's very obvious that she is like. That's her character. She is like, I'm better than you in a way, sort of, but not better than you.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's kind of reserved and like standoffish.
She thinks she's tough.
She's a tough cookie.
She thinks she's a tough cookie.
Yeah, and she calls Barbie a fascist and says, leave. So Barbie leaves, and that's when the executives of Mattel, the people that make Barbies, is it on the box? I don't see it. Oh, it's on the bottom.
They come pick her up and take her to the office.
Yeah, the execs find out about it and have to come pick her up and take her, and they bring her back to the exec office, not exec. Yeah. Which is where that whole scene with the I'm a woman because I have no power, whatever.
I love that Will Ferrell's in this movie. I just feel like you don't expect it. Like,
yeah.
I knew he was in it, but like, I don't know. It made it even better.
It did. A lot of people are comparing this movie and the Lego movie because they're like basically identical films. Oh. People are saying Barbie is what Barbie is to daughters and mothers what, or to motherhood, yes, what the Lego movie is to fatherhood.
Oh.
Because the Lego movie is all about a dad that like won't let his kids play with like his Lego diorama.
Could be you.
No, I'd let my kids play with it.
Oh. From a distance, they can just look at it.
They can look and smell the pieces, and that is all.
Oh, you'll let them smell them?
Yes. Plastic. Anyway, it's about a toy that goes into the world and like tries to fix things from an evil exec board. Okay. So Barbie escapes the execs because they wanted to put her in a box and send her back, and she runs into Gloria, which is the mother of Sasha, who we learn is actually the owner of the Barbie.
Yes.
Or kind of. They are her daughter's Barbies, but she has like more of a connection to the Barbie, so they're her Barbie. Mm-hmm. And this is where we learn Gloria is having all these thoughts of like depression and like her life just isn't that great at the moment. And so that is why Barbie is having all these weird things happen to her in Barbie Land. Mm-hmm. You can talk now.
So they're basically like driving in a car trying to get away from the executives at Mattel.
A speed chase, yes.
Yeah. And then they have to go. Wait.
Yeah, they have to go back to Barbie Land.
To Barbie Land.
Barbie takes Gloria and Sasha to Barbie Land.
To Barbie Land. And they're like, what is happening?
When they get back, they find out that Ken...
Oh, I just spit. Ken took over, and it's now, what, Kenlandia?
It's the Kendom.
Kendom.
Or it's becoming the Kendom.
Yeah.
Like, all the Kens took over the dream houses.
And so it's just like men,
yeah,
American
and they've
Eagle.
brainwashed all the other Barbies into being like their patriarchal slaves.
Yikes.
Like they brought the patriarchy to Barbie Land is what happened.
So basically all that is going on, and Barbie's like, oh my gosh. And then she starts crying. She like gets on the ground. She's sobbing.
She gives up, basically.
She gives up.
Yeah. And
then basically somehow they get back to Weird Barbie's little house up on the hill, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. And Barbie is like has no makeup on. She has her natural hair.
Oh, wait. You skipped a big portion of it.
What?
Alan. Gloria and Sasha are going back to the real world, and Alan's stowed away in the car to go back to the real world, and they decide to go back because Alan is like the one guy that's not like patriarchal. Mm-hmm. And so they bring him back to Weird Barbie with Barbie, and that's how we got there.
And then basically we get to the point where Gloria sees Barbie in distress. She's crying. Barbie says, I'm not beautiful anymore. And then I love how there was the little narration side note. What did it say?
It said, a note to the production, casting Margot Robbie in this does not help the point or something like that.
Because she said, I'm not beautiful.
I'm not beautiful anymore.
She's like so
It's
beautiful.
Margot Robbie.
And so then Gloria basically says, like, it pains me you can't see how beautiful you are. And she goes on this huge spiel about...
A monologue.
About how basically how women have it rough. You know, I'm going to screw this up. I'm really bad with words. But it was like really inspiring, saying like women do this and it's not good enough, but then they do this and it's not good enough.
There's a standard that women can't meet, and if they don't, it's a problem.
Yeah. This big monologue, which like some people, like deep conservatives, are like, oh, it's feminist, but like I didn't get the like I don't think it was trying to be like annoying, like women should be better than men. Like it wasn't. No, it was just
pointing out that, like, a point of the world. Yeah,
like women can try so hard, but like no matter what you do, like both women and men are gonna judge you, they're gonna tear you down, you're never gonna be good. Like it's just like this standard, which I mean, I loved her little monologue. And basically when she does this, one of the Barbies, who was the president of Barbie Land.
No. Oh. It was the author. It was the author.
Okay. She snaps out. Oh, yeah. She snaps out of her little trance that she was in because of this monologue. Then they realize in order for all the Barbies to snap out of their trance, they need to hear one of those. Like, I don't know.
Just an inspiring monologue about womanhood.
Yes. And so then they come up with this little plan that the girls who are already snapped out of it are going to distract the men while they like get the girls, they like take them in this little truck and say a little monologue to them and they snap out of it. And so one by one they do this, but they don't let the Kens know that they're doing this. Keep going.
And then it gets to a point where stereotypical Barbie is now in it. Instead of like helping unbrainwash the Barbies, they're all unbrainwashed.
Yeah.
And so she has to go undercover and go to Ken's dream house, his Mojo Dojo Casa house.
Yeah.
And trick him. They have a plan to get all the Kens to like get distracted so they can overturn the changes that they're doing to Barbie Land. And Ken starts playing the guitar, or all the Kens start playing the guitar to all the Barbies sing the exact same song. And
which I thought was so funny because, like, guys and their guitar think they are the coolest thing.
I've never done this.
You've never done this. But it's, like, the biggest ick. I swear.
Yeah?
Oh!
Like, I couldn't imagine just sitting down and, like, singing with my guitar at you. That's so weird.
It is. And so, basically, they all do that. But then each Ken is singing to their Barbie. But then...
The Barbies all start switching and going to different Kens.
To different Kens. And the Kens are like, am I not good enough? Oh my gosh. Keep going.
And it leads to the Kens having a beach off. They start to beach each other off. They just have a big fight on the beach. And while this is going on, the Barbies, President Barbie becomes the president again, and all the Barbies are on the Supreme Court again, and it was the day they were voting to overturn.
Yeah, so they were occupied with their beach off.
So the Barbies could come back in and be like, this is Barbie Land. Screw y'all.
Mm-hmm. So there's a big part that we forgot.
What?
Do you know? When Barbie was running through Mattel, she goes through this door. And
Ruth.
She sees
Ruth Handler,
who was the inventor of Barbie. But at the time, we don't know.
We didn't know
that was Ruth.
No.
Anyways, Ruth is sitting at a table in this very peaceful, beautiful little kitchen, like far off, and then she walks to her, and then Ruth basically tells her how to get out. Okay, so that happened in the movie, and I was like, I wonder, like, why, what was that scene for, you know, in the moment? But then, okay, so back to where we were. The Barbies are back in control. Woo!
Oh, that was it?
Yeah, so basically, Ken is like sad, like, oh, it's not the Kendom anymore, and is in Barbie's dream house, and he's like, I don't know who I am without you. Oh, the camera just turned off. So Ken goes back to Barbie's house, and he's like, I don't know who I am without you. Like, and she's like, you're Ken. And he's like, but it's Barbie and Ken. It's not just Ken. And then she like tries to encourage him, saying that he is enough. And then he has a shirt that says, I am Kenough. And yeah, but then Barbie's like, okay, but like, what's my purpose? Right?
Yeah. What was I made for? And so in her little sorrowness, where she's like, I don't know what to do anymore. Ruth shows back up.
Yep.
And this is when she announced that like she's Ruth Handler, who is the inventor of Barbie, and she made Barbie for her daughter Barbara, and that Barbie's supposed to be like her. Yeah. And Barbie's like, I think I want to be human. Like I want to be the inventor, not the idea. Because that's what Barbie is, the idea of her daughter Barbara. So she decides she wants to be human, which she does. And she gets to the real world, and they're in the car, and she's with Sasha and her family, and they're like, you got this, you're gonna do so good,
thinking she's going into like a job interview.
And she goes in, and they're like, oh, what are you here for, Barbara? And she's like, I'm here to see my gynecologist. End of the movie.
I literally
Such a good
was
movie.
not expecting that.
So good.
At all.
Oh, wait. I completely forgot to mention, while she is talking to Ruth at the second time, she's like, I think I want to be human. Ruth says, grab my hands.
Well, you skipped that part, and I was like, are we just going back to this biggest part of the movie? Or
yeah, I was just like trying to go.
make sure you didn't forget about it.
And she
says, take my hands.
Take my hands.
Close your eyes.
Now feel. And she closes her eyes, and then this beautiful montage starts. And it's like just a bunch of like home videos of like women, daughters, mothers, like all these women, and it's just so beautifully edited, and it's just so good. And we later found out on TikTok that Greta Gerwig, she was doing an interview and said that that montage was actually edited from home videos of people from the cast and crew and everybody that had something to do with the movie. They were able to send in this footage, and that's what became the montage. It's like a 2-minute montage, and it is like the best part of the movie. It
is the best part of the movie. I cannot wait to see it again on the big screen. And I was sitting in the seat trying not to like make noise, because I was like crying.
So good.
Oh, I just thinking about it, like I want to cry again.
I shed a tear. It was so good.
Good.
And like
it was so good.
I've been getting so mad because on TikTok I'm seeing like people sharing like letterboxd reviews from the movie, and it's all like men being like, this wasn't good, like this is so gross, this is so bad. And it's just men going into this movie with the mindset that this is going to be like the most feminist like bullshit point that the movie's trying to make, and they're going in like, this is going to be a bad movie, I'm not going to like this, and so they come out of it saying, this is a bad movie, I hate it, it is gross. And it makes me so mad. Like, the movie was not made for you. Like, I know I'm speaking as a man on this movie, but like, you can be a man and go into the movie and still understand the point that the movie is making, and come out of it with compassion for the point that's being made. Yeah.
Basically, if you're a guy and you don't like the movie, something's up.
It's not for you.
No, like, you have to understand and respect that, like, it means a lot to girls, women. Even if it doesn't strike a nerve with you, you were born from a woman. You might have sisters. Like you have connection to women. You should be able to have the compassion for what this is meaning to so many other women. Like the amount of TikToks and like tweets and everything I've seen on social media of like women being like, this movie has made me feel more about like over any other film. Like, yeah. And I'm no like hardcore feminist. I mean, I'm all
like, you don't have to be a feminist to be like, this movie
but
made
like
points.
Yeah, I just loved it.
Like, I loved it. It's making very valid points that like women, like, despite the lengths that we've come from where women were in society's eyes, like, it is still not equal. Women are still being treated badly for the fact that they are women. And that is the point the movie is making. Like, women don't need to be treated like this. I don't know. I'm getting heated.
It's okay. I just want to cover really quick. Also, some guys only treat women nicely or respectfully if they're pretty.
Yes.
And I've experienced that firsthand just because I'm a little overweight and there's a thing called pretty privilege, skinny privilege. Mm-hmm. I think that is actually so stupid and it makes me so mad. Like when a guy like totally doesn't even act like I exist. Like I see this a lot. We film weddings and like the groomsmen just act like I don't exist because I'm not like standard beautiful, whatever. But do better, guys. Not all guys.
Alan, we're looking at you.
You're good.
Am I an Alan?
Yeah. I don't know. Like, a girl doesn't have to do anything to be treated with respect.
Yeah.
Just respect them.
Exactly.
I don't know. Okay. So, yeah. My final thoughts on the Barbie movie is...
Actually, there were some things I wanted to go back to. Like, there's a lot of aspects of the film that, like, I did not pick up on the first time we watched it. That's why I'm really excited to go see it again this Friday.
Yeah.
The day this comes out, we're probably going to be at Barbie, if you're listening.
Yeah.
We're seeing Barbie
that
the day
night,
this is out. Yeah. Someone pointed out when Barbie and Sasha and Gloria are on their way to Barbie Land the first time, Gloria's talking about how she never had a Ken doll. And that's probably why Barbie has like little interest in the Ken because she didn't have a Ken.
Yeah.
So why would she have an interest in Ken? She was doing her own thing.
True.
And also after Barbie gets back to Barbie Land, when Ken changes it, he stopped looking at her like in the eyes and just started looking at her body for the rest of the film.
Oh.
Like I didn't pick up on that.
Wow.
Yeah.
I didn't either.
Like there are subtle details like that.
Did you see the one detail where Sasha and then her 3 other friends are named after Bratz dolls?
I didn't even pick up.
They're all 4 of them named after the 4 Bratz dolls.
Wow. I probably would have picked up on that if I knew the friends' names, but I did not pick up on those. Okay. That was all I had to say on Barbie. That's
okay, yeah.
Wrapping up.
Great movie. Loved it. I'm so excited to see it again.
I think it's probably going to be my movie of the year.
Yeah.
It was that good. So if you haven't seen Barbie, if you had no interest in seeing Barbie, I would highly recommend it. If you're a man, go see it. Just try to understand the point that the movie is making.
Yeah. I do think Willy Wonka is going to beat it, though. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
I do. The vibes of the movie are better than the last one. I will say that.
Uh-huh.
Like like how it's more of like a rags to riches kind of story.
No, I'm not seeing Willy Wonka.
I will be seeing, probably not in theaters, but I will be seeing it. I'll watch it.
All right, next.
Okay.
The worst movie of the year.
We're going to switch lanes into Oppenheimer now. Whee! So, we also saw Oppenheimer Saturday afterwards. Sorry, just a second. And Janie hated it.
I did. Okay, so we go in, and I knew it was going to be 3 hours, and I'm watching the movie, and I didn't look at my phone. And I felt like we had been watching it for a long time, and I'm like, okay, we have to be like 2 hours in. The bomb hasn't, the atomic bomb hasn't been released yet. I was like, got to be like hour and a half, 2 hours in. I look at my phone. We are 1 hour in, and I'm like, oh dear Lord, I can't do this. I say to Cole, I said, give me the key fob. Give me the key fob. I'm leaving. And I stand up and I left. I could not finish the movie, the 2 hours. I was like, my back was hurting. The guy next to me kept sitting up, like kind of moving. I was like, he's uncomfortable. I'm uncomfortable. The popcorn's gone. I'm out. Okay. So I left. So, I was confused. I understand a lot of history people probably love it. It's great. It was cinematic. The editing was great. Wasn't for me though. Your turn.
Okay. I guess I will again. We'll, like we did with Barbie, I'll talk about the plot a little bit, but like I don't think there's that much to be said really. It's very straightforward.
Yeah.
So there's like 3 storylines throughout the plot of Oppenheimer. And we start off with, what was the starting of it? I don't remember. It started off with
school.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, it starts off with Oppenheimer beforehand. He's in school learning, and he tries to poison his teacher. And that's where we learn he goes to school, learns all this stuff, blah, 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 jumps to years later, and we enter the second kind of storyline, which is, it's the one that's all black and white, and it's kind of like, not present day. It's like, the film is split up into past, present, and like present plus like a day. I don't know. In the second storyline, it's all black and white to kind of differentiate everything. Mm-hmm. And it's the storyline of Robert Downey Jr.'s character and his kind of connection to Oppenheimer. And from there, we go into Oppenheimer starting his course of like academia and like teaching into becoming the person that's heading the Manhattan Project. And it just starts out with like a lot of backstory about like the Communist Party and how Oppenheimer might have been connected to that and his affiliation with Jean and his now wife Kitty, well, and I guess his brother Frank, and just learning about all this, how he was affiliated with that and how like the school wasn't really on board with it. And then what?
I have a question. His brother Frank, what other movie was he in?
No idea.
He looks so familiar. As you talk, I'm going to look that up.
You can keep going. There's a lot of like well-known people in the movie.
Oh, so many.
It was so many men. There were like 3 women in the movie that had like any sort of pivotal role, and 2 of them were the love interests for Oppenheimer. One of them was Frank's wife, who had like 2 lines. Mm-hmm. Like there were 3 women in this movie. So we're just learning about Oppenheimer's path to becoming the leader of making the Manhattan Project bomb, whatnot.
Why do all these guys literally look the same?
Now you see my problem.
Oh, that's him, right? No.
It should say Frank. I guess, yeah. What else was he in?
Nashville. That's what he was in. Of course you wouldn't know that.
Yeah, I wouldn't know that.
Oh, he was in You.
I still wouldn't know that.
All right, continue. Sorry.
Okay, yeah. Like I really don't have that much to say about this movie. I wasn't the biggest fan of it. It was really good. Like it wasn't a bad movie. It was interesting. I don't think it needed to be 3 hours long.
No, it didn't.
But it's just really hard to keep track of everything because it's literally like 200 different white men in glasses talking about science for 3 hours straight. And it was a lot. It's a lot to take in. I could not keep a single character straight except for like Oppenheimer, the general, and Robert Downey Jr.
Grace says she's really excited to see it. What's the main character's name?
Oppenheimer?
No.
Cillian Murphy?
Yeah. She loves Cillian Murphy.
Yeah.
Said he's a very pretty man. And I'm like, that is true. He is a very pretty man. But why is this so boring?
It's about a science white men bomb.
Yeah, and I'm sure some people love that.
Yeah.
I don't.
It's not my cup of tea. I did give it a 4 stars on Letterboxd because it still was well made.
It was, yeah.
And I felt like it was quite confusing, but I still feel like it was easy to follow.
Isn't it true they didn't use any CGI?
I don't think they did. But apparently, for like, Florence Pugh is in the movie, and she is like naked for 75% of her time in the film. And in other countries where like the censorship laws are stricter, they CGI'd a dress onto her when she was naked.
What?
And so everybody's like, Christopher Nolan's probably so pissed. He spent his whole time making this movie like, I'm not using any CGI. They used a real atomic bomb. They blew up a real atomic bomb for this movie, and they put a CGI dress on Florence Pugh's nipples. Like,
yikes.
Okay, anyway. I don't even know where I left off at.
I don't know.
Okay, so
done.
No, I'm going to try to just quickly go through it. So I want to say it's about 2 hours in. When we get to the 2 hour mark of the film is when we finally get, or like an hour and a half to like 2 hours is when we really start to get going with like the bomb part of everything. And I think it was almost exactly at 2 hours in, the bomb gets dropped. And I told you there's like a 2 minute long silence.
Okay, yeah. Is it actually like dead silent?
It's dead silent for 30 seconds. I over-exaggerated, but it feels like forever when you're sitting there.
Is it really loud when it goes off?
Yeah, you're sitting there for 30 seconds in dead silence, just like looking at a bunch of white light and people going... And then it's just like... And it's like, oh, okay. And someone farted.
In your theater?
No.
Oh,
No.
yeah.
I won't lie. I was sitting there like, if I had to fart, and I went to fart right now, and then the explosion stopped, and you just hear right after the explosion, it's like, oh.
You should have done it and recorded it.
I could have.
Oh, man.
Okay, so yeah, they blew up the bomb, whatever, and then it gets to afterwards, the aftermath of them dropping the bombs on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. And this is where I'm not entirely sure the historical accuracy of the film. I told you this after I left the theater. I did not do any sort of research beforehand about Oppenheimer and his like involvement afterwards of making it. But in the film, they portrayed him as having like the deepest remorse for the damage that was done with the bombs, and he regretted kind of making it. And I'm not sure the historical accuracy of how Oppenheimer felt afterwards with his involvement in making the bomb.
They probably just didn't want to make him the bad guy.
Like, I'm not sure if they embellished it a little bit or if it's like fully truth that Oppenheimer was like fully like, I don't think I should have done that.
Did he like what happened to him?
He lived on. He just kept going.
No repercussions?
I mean, yeah, like socially, but at like the end of the movie, people were like, he got an award from the president or something.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I what you gotta know about me is I'm one of the dumbest. I'm so not smart. Like, I get so confused. I don't know anything about history. So like, I don't know if this guy's supposed to be good or bad. Like, I
mean, like,
I really don't know.
Arguably bad guy. He made atomic bombs and killed hundreds of thousands of people. So arguably, yes, he's a bad guy, but like, I don't know if they were trying to humanize and like make him seem better than what he would have been in that. I don't know. I'm not sure. I saw a TikTok that said people were complaining like his age gap between, I don't know if it was Kitty or Jean, was odd. Like, he had a weird age gap when they were dating. Like, she was young, he was old. And someone was like, I don't think that's the biggest thing you have to worry about with Oppenheimer. Like, I think we have bigger fishes to fry.
Him and Jean,
probably.
Jean.
Yeah, because wasn't she like a college student and he was like teaching college?
No. My whole leg is asleep.
Oh, mine's not.
So. Wrong one. Okay.
Oh, yes. So, that was Oppenheimer. I probably will watch Oppenheimer again. I will not go and see it in theaters. I don't want to do that to myself. When it comes out on streaming or any sort of thing like that, I probably will do another watch just to try to understand it better. And I would recommend it. It was a good film. But just prepare yourself. That's what I'll say.
To get a backache.
Yeah, your back will hurt after the movie. Because I sat there the whole time. I didn't get up once. I was like, if I have to pee, I'm getting up. I don't really care. But I didn't. So I sat there for 3 hours straight just staring at a screen that was like almost black and white the whole time. Anything else you'd like to say?
I'm excited to see Barbie again.
Yes, me too.
And my dad is making I Am Knuff shirts. So hit us up if you want one.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just trying to think if there's any last little details I wanted to touch on.
Hey, here's the thing. We started out friends.
We didn't do the weekly recap.
Oh, we can.
Yeah, let's do the weekly recap and then media of the week.
Okay.
What's your weekly recap, Junice?
My weekly recap is we had the fair last week. I ate a lot of food, like not good food. It was good, not good for me. So I'm trying to get back on track this week, exercising, eating clean, and eating clean as I drink a Coke Zero.
I got my liquid death.
Oh gosh. And I finished a wedding video yesterday. I sent it over. Haven't heard back. I sent it while they were on the plane home. So
From their honeymoon?
yeah. I don't know if they've watched it yet. Yeah. That's what's up. I'm gonna take my second B reel right now.
All right. My weekly recap. So, I also went to the fair. I wasn't there as long as her. I went 2 days. Again, I ate a lot of bad food, but really good food. The nachos they have there.
Oh my god.
Brisket.
So yummy, so
Yum.
good.
I've been working a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I've got some overtime.
Yes.
I've been watching so many movies. I've watched over, I don't even know how many movies this month. It's been a lot, and I've been watching a lot of Black Mirror and like short films. I watched 2 short films yesterday. And so next week, I honestly want to go through and I want you to rank all the media I've watched this month.
Okay.
Because I went through and saved a bunch of them. It's a lot. That's really all I've been. Oh, I made focaccia today. I said I was going to do that last episode, but I did it today. It was so good. What was your thoughts on the focaccia?
It was really good. It was better once you add the garlic.
Yeah, I got it out of the oven, and I was so excited. I just cut into it, and we started eating it. And I was like, this is like, the top is good. It's very good rosemary flavor, but the actual focaccia was like, it's a bit plain. But that could also be I forgot to add salt to the dough. So I need to fix that for next time. But I forgot to put a garlic butter on top of it, which I had to go back and do. So it was much better after that.
Yeah, it was.
So we have 3 containers full of focaccia now. I'm probably going to have to take some to work and give it away so we don't just eat all this bread.
Please. I'm trying not to have any more. So
I think I've eaten so much of it. That's all I've eaten today is
I've only
focaccia.
had one little.
I've had so much focaccia.
Okay.
Okay. So yeah, that was my weekly recap. Media of the week. Do you have yours, or do I need to go first?
Mine is Claim to Fame.
Just
We've
Claim to
been
Fame.
catching up on Claim to Fame.
Yeah, we watched the first episode, and then we stopped. And then we watched.
And yeah, now we've
over the past
caught
2
up.
days, we watched the last 4 episodes.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
It's so good.
It is.
Watch Claim to Flame if you haven't. Claim to Flame.
Claim to Flame.
Claim to Flame. That's what I need. A claim to
It's
flame.
like some fancy French. Claim de Flame.
That sounds German, not French.
That's what it did. It did.
Claim de Flame.
Claim de Flame. What if we're saying like
A German slur. My media of the week. Let me grab my cellular device for a second so I can see what I've watched.
Okay, you better hurry because I'm about to
Chart?
pee my pants.
Oh. Okay, well, one of mine is Claim to Fame.
Here's the thing. Started out.
Claim to Fame, Barbie. Barbie's like my
Of
top
course,
media of the
yeah.
week. Barbie. Look, and you have no music? I just grabbed your crotch.
I'm just sitting here respectfully.
Crotch grabber.
Crotch
I'm
grabber.
very German today.
Seriously,
it's
hurry.
Oppenheimer.
Please.
So Claim to Fame, Barbeth. Stick
She's a
season.
mammoth. Okay. She's a barbet.
Eyelashes. Noah Kahan Stick Season album. Pretty good. I love it. It's so good. Rush by Troye Sivan. I feel the rush.
I think that they are. Oh wait, I said the wrong words. Anyways, this has been Mostly Media.
Hello, I'm not done.
Sorry, Mostly Pedia.
Oh, and then lastly, my last media of the week is a movie called Cha Cha Real Smooth. I watched it the other day. So good.
Is that the one about the guy who
So
gets out
good.
of college?
Yes. So good. Here, I'll read you my review real quick.
You already did.
I'm talking to them.
Oh.
So, I watched this July 23rd, and I gave it a 4.5 stars, and my review is, I am utterly heartbroken. This one really got me. It truly encapsulates the feeling of finishing college and that bleak feeling of what's next, mixed with the pleasantries of being young, loving and losing people in parts of your life as you navigate from your growing and learning years into an adult. I'm unwell.
Do you think I'd like it?
I think you would really like it.
Is it scary?
No.
Oh, I'm gonna watch it.
It's like a really good film. one of my closest followers on Letterboxd is my old roommate Nolan, and apparently he liked my review so much he added it to his watch list, and then Aiden did too.
Nice.
Yeah, so I feel
they're probably all like depressed because they graduated.
And then we're just like, here, have this heartbreaking film about graduating.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was my media of the week.
Nice.
So this has been a very lovely episode, Barbie filled. This has been the Mostly Media podcast, where we talk media mostly. And Barbenheimer.
And Boopy Snoopy.
Boopy Snoopy Barben Barber.
Peace out.
Thank you for
Emphasis
watching.
on the P.
Okay, you go pee. I need to do the outro.
Go ahead.
Thank you for watching. If you would like to follow us, we have Instagram, TikTok, subscribe on YouTube. We have a link to our link tree on our in our Instagram bio. It has the links to everywhere. So go check us out. Follow, like, if you enjoy this. Thank you.